Today's video will be about crafting in spirit. Now, what do I even mean by that? Crafting in spirit is where you become your spirit before you address any type of craft, any type of magic. This is where self-perception or self-deification comes into play. And where I like to begin is the idea of self. Now, I know you've heard of the phrase, to know thyself is to know God. Now, what is the self? People like to divvy up the self like your higher or your lower self, or even God's self, whatever you want to call it. There's multiple aspects of self, and that is true. But the purpose of beginning your work in your spirit is that you leave behind, or you allow your physical idea of self to rest, and the spirit that always works in your magic is going to be doing the work. Now, that spirit has always been there. That spirit has never left. But the key thing here is to give it a name. Okay? You need to find that aspect of self and give it a name. Now, again, self has many aspects to it. That being said, there's more than just your higher and your lower self. There's your left, your right, your hidden, your apparent self. There's so many aspects of self, so many different aspects of spirits. And that being said, giving it a name helps you to identify it, helps you to summon it, helps you to bring it into manifestation, helps you to channel that spirit. Okay? When you give it a name, you can actually work with it. If it has no name, you might as well not even know what it is. You might as well not even talk to it. But that's what I like to call the honest self. The honest self, to me, encompasses everything about self. It doesn't discriminate between higher or lower, and you get a lot more from it. And once you're able to have a name for that aspect of yourself, or that particular spirit, or your God self, the one that does the work, when you have a name for them, now you can commune with spirits because you're working in spirit. Okay? That spirit now is already in that domain, is already within those realms, and now can communicate, and your magic moves differently. There's a lot less physical hindrance, a lot less doubt in the way. All that bullshit is left with the physical self, because that's part of the physical world. When you're working in your spirit, everything moves in spirit. And when you have that name, take your time, get to understand and get to know that spirit. Okay, this is not something that's going to be done in one whole day, but the whole journey of getting to know that aspect of yourself is probably going to be your biggest relationship, your biggest friendship, and this is going to be the foundation that your magic is on. So we're going to recap here. Your spirit self needs to be the one conducting your craft, because if you're going to be working on the spiritual plane, you must work in spirit. Okay? That being said, that spirit needs a name. Now, names change, names develop over time. It doesn't matter if you change that name later on, but you need to give it a name now so you're able to work with it now. Okay? If that name develops and transforms, so be it. That will be between you and that spirit, but that name needs to be given. Now, you also need to understand that this is using the aspect of spirit to enter the spirit realm. The spirits have already been there. They have never not been there. But unless they have a name, you can't work with them, and unless you speak to them respectively, they also really don't want to deal with you. And having a name is most certainly a part of that respect. Now, how do you find that aspect of yourself, that God self, if you will, that honest self? Meditation is your best friend. It's going to help you, give you a better perspective of the difference between the body and spirit. Thank you all so much for watching. This is actually a part of a candle magic workshop that I'm creating. So if you guys are interested, please be sure to mention that into the comments, and I will be back with more videos soon. Talk to you guys later.